All right, we now welcome on Trent Attyah. He is known as the Fade God or Book It with Trent. He's the founder of the BookIt Sports app. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. How are you guys?
Can't
Doing
complain.
well.
So tell people about the BookIt Sports app and what you guys do and how did it start?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I was in college and sports betting became legal in 2018. But right before that, freshman, sophomore, junior year of college was really when I first got into sports betting. And I saw like how my peers around me would interact, engage, and consume content revolved around betting before they place bets. And I just saw how much more of sports there was than just the game on the field, and how much every play impacts potentially someone's financial situation. I was fascinated by that, and I was shocked that there was not a place where people go to talk about sports betting, because in 2017-18 it was still very hush hush, not socially acceptable to be posting about it everywhere, and it obviously wasn't legal. But then once it became legal, I did the research, looked what was out there, what do people use, Twitter, Instagram, Action Network, but why isn't there one centralized platform where you can simply track your plays and talk about bets and see what everyone else is taking, you know and I just saw what was out there. There was nothing like it. And so I just did some market research, took some surveys of consumers and sports bettors. Would they use a product like this? How do they place their bets? What do they do before they place their bet? Stuff like that. And the data showed like, okay, there really is a need for something like this. So that kind of gave me the green light to move forward with it, and launched it almost a year ago to the day. And we're still early in our product and our essentially kind of a beta version of the app. But so far, it's been a really big success. It's been awesome, and really just building the community and bringing everyone together onto the app and making smart bets. Obviously, I'm not really known for that, but that's just a little side piece to what we bring. Obviously, I made the Book It with Trent accounts because I was at first building all the Book It accounts, but I didn't want my losing, my and all the trolls, who love trolling me and shit to be really. I didn't want that to be Book It. I wanted that to be me. Book It is a product, not the losing picks. But I could be the losing pick. So that's why I made my separate account, Book It with Trent, and just in the last 4 months. And people were starting to take notice of that, which I'm a lot more proud to be able to walk around and say, that's me. Yeah. Much rather than saying, oh, yeah, Book It. Like, that's the dude who loses everybody places. Like, that's why I made the separate account, So that's kind of how I got into building the Book It app, and of course, being booked with Trent too.
So, what was the original vision when you had this idea? Did you always know it would be like an app? Because obviously now you have like live score updates and everything. Like it's a really cool app. But what was the original vision, and how did that evolve over time?
Yeah, simply the original vision was being the Instagram for sports betting. Being sprinkling a little Instagram, a little Twitter, a little TikTok with the way that they display content. I wanted to take a little bit of everything from multiple different platforms and bring it on and cater to what sports bettors want. No one knows what a sports bettor wants more than those who are gambling on sports every single day and doing what everyone else is doing, and that's refreshing the score, checking how many rebounds fucking
Yeah.
Al Horford has right now, shit like that. Like we
Yeah.
are instant gratification. I want to know shit. I want to know right now. I want to see what everyone's on. I want to see what side's the public on, stuff like that. And Twitter's not going to ever have those features, And then the Action Network, it's a great app, but there's no social component to it, and that's not really their focus. But that's what our focus is providing tools for sports bettors to become smarter and more educated, and getting sharps and guys who are credible with a proven track record to be able to make their lives easier and conduct their business on an app that does all the work for them, so they could sell picks on the app, and they get a verified check mark over a certain amount of time with a proven track record. But that was the other problem I was trying to solve, was um, the issue of people being fraudulent in the space. And I had learned that firsthand, and this is how I came up with the other half idea of Book It, which is the marketplace. My friend and I bought a pick from the same guy for the same game, and he told us two different sides. And that was a huge red flag for me. And I was like, this is absolute bullshit. I just paid this guy $20 on a Laker Clipper game, and he told, Johnny to take the Lakers. He told me to take the Clippers. That's fucking bullshit. And that was like a huge light bulb in my head. How is this still an issue? And this is going to be such bigger of an issue once this industry is where it is now. And so I wanted to have BookIt be that solution for people who were naive to these types of things, but also a solution for people that are sharps and have clients who pay for their picks, to just simplify the way they do their business, because they're making a website while also going to Instagram and posting stuff there, and then going to Twitter and trying to grow and shit, and it's just not working well. And that's what BookIt is, is just trying to bring all the different characters of sports betting into one place.
How much are you on social media in a day?
Well, I mean, when I first started BookIt, I was the CEO, and I was the CEO for like the first year, a little over a year and a half. And then just over the last 4 months, I really just wanted to take a step away from being the CEO, because it was holding me back from what I know I could do and what I know I could be in the space. And I just thought I had a ceiling for being a CEO, and I've hit that ceiling, and it's time for someone else to come in and drive the ship so I can do what I know I'm good at, because I spend my entire days doing CEO shit. So I stepped down, brought in someone who's a lot more qualified for the role, and it allows me to essentially do what I do every day, which is literally spend every minute on social media now that I have the time and ability to do so. But it was definitely the right call, because I mean, since I've stopped being the CEO and I'm doing what I'm doing, like shit's really starting to take off. So I wish I would have done it sooner, because who knows where we would be right now. But yeah, definitely the right move.
What is your reaction to the way your TikTok is blown up? Did you ever expect something like that? Because I'd started seeing you on my For You page, and then I just kept seeing you pop up over and over again.
I mean, like, there's just it's shocking, but also at the same time, I'm not that shocked, because there's some skits that I do that are just like so ridiculous that you wouldn't see anywhere else, that I know people would fuck with. Like, before I post something, I know it's gonna pop the fuck off, because it's funny and people can relate to it, and they probably went through the same shit too, and no one's like really as animated or just puts themselves out there, win or lose, as much as I do. So like, I have no problem with admitting if I have $400 on the Hurricanes tonight. If they lose, my comments are going to be fucking filled as soon as that puck drops and it's over.
Who's here after the Canes lost?
What? Yeah, exactly. It's always that. It's always who's here, who's here, who's here, who's here. I'm here. So annoying, dude. But like, I have no problem like owning up to that. So it's just, I don't know. It's awesome. I love it. I never thought I would have that many followers on any social platform, but I just really try and get creative and like think of shit that no one else would do.
How long do your skits and videos take?
I mean, dude, honestly, like that Al Horford one today that I had, that I literally just was like, I saw a tweet that said Al Horford has hit his over every single game, and I was just like, I gotta ride this pick. I gotta make a video about that, and it's just the ones that if you try harder, the less it's gonna perform. The shit that you make with no effort, it's so frustrating with TikTok. But the less effort you put into that shit, I swear, dude, it works. Like, I will spend hours, like my NFL Sunday 16 surgical days, dude. I spend hours editing those things, and they definitely perform the least. And it's just so frustrating, because I can like, scream at the TV and on a bad beat and get 1 million views when I just spent 6 hours editing this video, So I try not to spend too much time on it, because as soon as you start overthinking it, it's just not going to go well. But shit just comes to me. Like, I don't know. I'm just such a degenerate sports bettor that it just like, I just think of things in that way all the time.
So you just mentioned you're a degenerate. Do you have any like team that you just pull for in general, aside from gambling? Like, who are your teams?
Yeah, I have
NFL
two teams. I do not have an NFL team just because I'm from SoCal, and growing up, I never had one. They were never here, so I was just a big fantasy football guy. And even though we have the Rams and Chargers now, I just don't want to be that bandwagon fan, and I just can't buy in. I just don't see myself being a diehard Rams fan for life. I definitely root for them if they make the playoffs. But I love NFL. I watch every second of Red Zone every Sunday and all the primetime games. But I just don't have a team in the NFL. My two teams that I just love and will always love no matter what, the Angels, Los Angeles Angels, and by far, without a doubt, the Oklahoma City Thunder is my favorite team.
Okay.
So I saw you posted that Westbrook clip.
Yeah.
Give us the backstory on that.
Yeah.
Wait. For people that don't know, let me pull it up.
Oh, God. I'd never seen that before today. That was one of the funniest things I've ever
seen. Multiple players come out. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. Let me come back.
Crazy, dude.
So, how did you end up in that room? Give us the backstory on that.
Yeah, I mean, I was a freshman at TCU, and I was a sports broadcasting major, journalism minor, and my dream was to be a broadcaster of some sort. I love the NBA. And basically, I was a freshman. I was trying to get my foot in the door with a job in sports and doing anything I can. And so I'm a diehard Thunder fan, right? I know everything I need. Anything about the team you could ask, I could tell you about it. Like, I'm just diehard fan since 2008, since they became a team. And I follow all the Twitter accounts that blog about them. And one specifically that has a pretty good following, like 60K on Twitter. I've always just followed forever. And I just DM'd him saying, like, hey, I love you guys' stuff. I love this team. I want to work in sports. Like, I would love to write for you guys for free. Like, I just want to do it and get some experience. And like, they were all over it. They were like, sure, of course. So I was blogging for them. And then, of course, we get Paul George and Carmelo Anthony in that offseason, which was the biggest acquisitions for the Thunder ever. We never signed anyone. We never trade for anyone.
We're Hornets fans. We know.
yeah, dude. We always fucking just get rid of our players, and no one's coming to Oklahoma City. So I was absolutely hyped. And in the group chat I was in with them, they're talking about media day and like what time they're gonna arrive and all this shit. And I was like, wait, can I come? Like, please, that would be awesome. Like, I'll literally write whatever you need me to do. They were like, yeah, we were gonna have you live tweet the event for us. And I was like, all right, word. I've never met these guys except for a couple phone calls. And I'm a freshman. I just get in the car and I just drive 3.5 hours to OKC, and having really no idea what I'm getting into, what I'm doing. But I get to the arena, and basically I walk into the press room, and I had no idea this was actually going to be like a media day like I see on NBA TV all the time. I had no idea I was going to be able to sit in the audience and have the players walk up to the podium and the audience ask the questions. And so audience starts asking questions, players start coming out. Westbrook comes out. He's my favorite player. And I think to myself, like, if I don't ask this man a question, like, this is my idol, like, I'm going to never let this down. I have to ask one. And so I'm by far, without a doubt, the youngest kid in the room, and it's not even close. Everyone else has gray hair sitting around me. And I was like, I got to ask a question. I have to. And so I'm trying so hard to get this guy's attention, who hands the microphone off. And he finally gave me a chance, and I got the mic, and everything that I was going to ask just exited my brain, and the rest is fucking history.
So what were you going to ask? What was your intended question?
I had a good question. I still want to know the damn answer, but it was so obviously Carmelo joined the Thunder, and that was just such an unexpected acquisition. And I wanted to, and they were posting videos all summer, we're playing pickup ball. And I was going to ask, when you guys were playing pickup ball all summer, when did you guys know that you were going to team up? When did Carmelo decide that he was going to come join the Thunder? Because no one saw it coming. And that was what I was wanting to know.
That's a good question.
I know, it's not bad. And then I got a rebound question, asked Steven Adams a question. And I had like my glasses on the back of my head, which is like something I always do, like this. Here are my glasses. I've had the same glasses for like 6 years. Uh, I put them like this when I don't wear them. I put them like that, and
Yeah.
he's like, he interrupted me mid question. He's like, what are you doing with your glasses? I was like, oh, like this is just how I wear them. He's like, never seen that before in my life. And I was like, all
Oh my
right.
God.
Yeah, it was just, I was like tweaking, dude. And then I asked a question to Steven Adams. I was like, so Enos Kanter just got traded. What are your thoughts on that? How do you feel? He's your stash pro. How's that going to impact your play this season? He's like, you're acting like he's just died. Like we literally play him the first game of the year. I'll see him next week. And I was like, get me the fuck out of Oklahoma City.
Oh my God. I'm fucking done with this.
Do you have a come to Jesus moment gambling? I mean, it seems like lately it might just all be a come to Jesus moment, but
A come to Jesus moment.
like when you first started gambling, you're like, oh crap.
Yeah. I mean, really just my freshman year, just seeing how much more exciting it makes the game. Like I just was like, okay, this is absolutely electric, and I can't even imagine what this is going to be like when it becomes legal. But like a come to Jesus meeting, an actual one, is when I had way too many units on Conor McGregor to beat Poirier in the second fight. I had this stupid 2-team parlay that I gave a nickname. It was called McBrady. It was the Buccaneers to beat the Packers money line in the playoffs last year at like plus 170, and then McGregor at minus 300, 2-team lay. Called it the McBrady. Everyone loved it. I got so many people to tail this fucking thing, and the Bucks won, which was like, I just loved that value at plus 170. Tom Brady, come on. And then of course later that night, fucking Conor McGregor gets bitched, absolutely bitched by Poirier, dude.
That's rough.
I had my biggest bet to this day is that.
So did you have all these people that were pissed off saying, what the fuck, you let us wrong? Like
it was more so like I wasn't the fade god at that point yet. But it was more so just like, I mean, the Buccaneers pick was the one that everyone was bitching about. It wasn't McGregor. McGregor was like, oh, stone cold lock. Everyone's bitching to me about the Buccaneers, and then the Bucks win, and so everyone was already like loving me before the McGregor fight, and then I didn't really get any shit from the McGregor thing just because everyone had McGregor.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know, Kelly in Vegas from Barstool blocked you. This whole thing, she claimed you mushed her parlay, and then went on to say some other stuff, calling you out, saying some of us don't use mommy and daddy's money. Trent, is it mommy and daddy's money?
Yeah, I can confirm right now there's no mommy and daddy, no mommy and daddy's money in my pocket.
Here first.
Like, and dude, no, my mom and dad, they know how much I gamble, and they're done with that shit.
That's fair.
They take out a fifth mortgage.
Literally.
So how did that even how did that interaction happen? Like,
it was so weird, bro. It was so weird. I mean, she really liked my content, was complimenting me on my videos and giving me a lot of love, which I was so pumped about because I look up to her, Kelly. Like, she's one of the best in the biz, and I was really excited. And then we started DMing each other, and she's like, "Oh, my friends love your shit, this, that, the other," and she was just being super friendly and nice, and it was really cool for me. And then I lost like a shit ton of money like one day, a couple weeks ago, and I was it was coming to Saturday, and I suck at college football, suck at it. But I know Kelly is a goat at college football, and she hit like 2 ridiculous parlays in the last like month on Saturdays, and so I was like, shit, I'm tailing the next one, and so I tweeted, I'm tailing Kelly in Vegas's college 4-teamer today. I'm pumped, and like, I didn't even realize till like 2 days after, but that was the tweet that got me blocked because she thought I was like attempting to mush her bets, which I literally wasn't. I was just being friendly because she was being friendly all week to me, and so I just
was like a respect thing. Like, you liked her bet.
Literally, like I was just like, yo, like let's win some money, and it so happens to go 0 for 3. The whole thing lost, and so I sprinkled some fade god bad juju on it, I guess.
Damn.
So I just have one last question. With like BookIt Sports and stuff, is the end goal to partner with one of the legal sports books like DraftKings, Barstool, or Penn National, whatever they are?
Yeah,
One of those.
it's certainly a path that is an option. I'm kind of keeping the doors open because this industry, I would say we're in literally the bottom of the first inning in this industry. It's just getting started. And no one really knows where it's going next, So whether it's a book, a large media entity, or, something in between, ideally I would like to be able to place action on the app, and I don't want to become a sports book. That's going to be impossible. I'd rather just partner with one to be powered, like the BookIt Sports app is powered by X sports book, right? So we're honestly just like entertaining what conversations are happening now. We've had a lot of interest from a lot of potential partners, FanDuel's, DraftKings, and those, but I just got to focus on what I know is going to provide value and what the casinos want. And that's a user base, and those are clients. So building the community and just providing as much value as possible for both the book and the user, and then everyone's happy, right? Because now we have an app where you can actually place bets and just socialize with people. That would be sick, would it not?
Yeah, because then you get off Twitter. You don't have to swipe through like 10 Trump things.
All the other bullshit on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. But Connor, you got anything else?
I did have one more question. It's about your own head. Fade myself, and then you're like, oh wait, I need to fade my fade. It's like a paradox. Like, how do you decide what to play?
Dude, it's like after this World Series, I've told myself, like, don't even think about the fade god. Like that was a thing of the past. Of course, it's still gonna be a thing, but just mentally for when I actually place action, that's what I try and tell myself. I did it for the fucking World Series. I was like, all right, I think Stros are winning today. I'm gonna try out the fade because it's so red hot right now. I'm gonna take the Braves. Braves lost that game. It's just like, it's so classic. Like, and you just start fucking with yourself. Like, so I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna go with. I have some picks. I'd say 50% of my picks are from like actual data and reasoning behind it. 25% of my picks are from just a gut feeling. The other 25% are for sure other people that I tail religiously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw you did a lot of those like no run first innings. Does that kind of drive you insane when it just doesn't hit over and over again?
It was, dude, the World Series. It was definitely. I knew the whole time it was not a good bet, but it's my favorite bet, and so I love it so much, and like I just didn't want to not take it, So I was willing to lose it, And there was times where I literally knew it wasn't going to hit, but like you just never know. But during the season, I started gaining my first real traction with BookIt with Trent. Actually, no, this was still on the BookIt account. I went 14-0 on Nerfies. I went 14 straight Nerfies in a row.
Holy shit!
Which was insane. It was insane. I just like have a really good feel for, the first three batters in a lot of teams' lineups and the pitching matchups. And it was absolutely insane. And then it came to an end on the 15th one. It was so heartbreaking, dude. It was 2 outs, 2 fucking strikes. So pissed.
Damn.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on. Make sure to download the BookIt Sports app. Where can they find it, and how can they help support it?
Absolutely. You can download it for free on the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. And you can follow me there at Trent. And then you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at BookIt with Trent. Same handle, all platforms.
Perfect. Yeah, download it right now. Thanks again for coming on, Trent. And
thanks, Trent.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Boys.